I have promised, but I have to be fair with my panelists also. So we'll try to wrap up in 15 minutes, but I can't promise completely. Yeah. So yeah, today's discussion is uh, last set. I know we were waiting from morning to speak with you guys. So it is like India's transition towards a low carbon power system has accelerated significantly over the last 5 years, with solar, wind, and other renewable sources witnessing record additions. By mid 2025, India's crossed over 220 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity, with nearly half of the installed grid capacity coming from uh, non-fossil sources. Solar energy alone contributed around 116 to 119 gigawatt, with wind and other sources. This is the energy mix also. This progress align with India's ambitious goal of achieving 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuels capacity by 2030. As articulated in government's plans and supported by the bold policy initiatives such as National Green Hydrogen Mission and the large-scale competitive auctions. Efforts to promote rooftop solar through schemes like PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, alongside the investment in storage solutions and green modernization, are enabling the faster renewable development while addressing energy security. Despite these gains, challenges remain in accelerating the green energy transition. Technical issues such as grid integrations, viabilities of renewable energies, and limited storage capacity needs urgent attention. Today's panel discussion is on important of timely topic, green energies for a better tomorrow. We are privileged to have an exceptional group of panelists with us, each bringing a deep expertise and valuable insight on how renewable energy can shape a sustainable and prosperous future. Without further delay, I would like to invite all our esteemed panelists to the stage. First panelist is Nilima Pandit, is an accomplished sustainability and impact leader with expertise in CSR strategy, ESG, social impact, gender lens investing, and fundraising. Put the hands together to invite Nilima Pandit on the stage. Our second panelist is DC Shekhar. He is a ex-merchant Navy captain, entrepreneur, and innovator with extensive expertise in technological-driven sustainability solution. Please welcome him. Our third panelist is Srinivas Alviya, who is a fellow of WRI India, where he works on integrated transport and road safety. His team focuses on improving first and last mile connectivity to the public transport. Please welcome him, guys. And yes, the moderator of this panel discussion is Dr. Sachin Shigwin, also known as the Solar Man of India, founder and director of Green India Initiative, also the for-profit social enterprise working to develop rural villages through solar energy. Till date, we have developed more than 1,000 villages through solar energy, pan-India in 14 states. And now we have a target of reaching out to 10,000 villages till 2035 and develop through solar energy. So without further delay, let's start the panel discussion. Yeah, I would like to start with Shri DC Sekharji. So your question is, what are the potential opportunities for offshore energies to contribute to the country's sustainable energies?
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. He told me we have very less time, so I was telling him that, look, I can talk very fast, but I think very slow. It's a very bad combination. So let me quickly take you down the road, what we can do offshore and what we have done. What we have done, we have developed a prototype of an ocean wave energy harvester, tested this in an indoor wave pool, a very versatile system, working system. When I did this 2018, probably we are a little ahead of the time, and it is kept neatly in a box because market interest was not there, we went on to design a wave-powered boat, which again got some interest, but not serious interest. It powers itself with the waves. We went on to design a floating solar with sun tracking. For some reason, couple of years back, somebody told me that we have sun tracking on the land, we don't have sun tracking in the floating. But I stand corrected. He told me there are companies which are doing it. So we have done that. Now, all renewable energy, we don't have to necessarily convert to electrical and put it into a grid. It's a currency. It's easier for the producer and the consumer to take or feed the grid, but it doesn't have to be. We have, one of my passionate project was to clean rivers. And that idea caught up with me so much that 2015 I gave back my PR in Singapore and said, let's go back and do something more with life. And we designed and put up a barrier in a river to stop all the solid waste and bring it to the river bank using only the flow of the river, without a single drop of electricity or a drop of diesel. And this, in 2018, arrested 21,665 tons of solid waste. Out of that, thank you. Out of that, 10% was plastics.
Fantastic.
By now, about 1 lakh ton of solid waste has been stopped from reaching the sea, again without using a single drop of fuel. It's just the flow of river that brings it to the river bank. This year we'll go on to even pick it up using closed loop hydraulics and turbines to pick it up and put it on the vehicle. And hopefully next year early we will go into the open sea using our technology, the wind and the wave. When I say wave, it might sound like a big word, but the good old sails of yesteryears were using the wind, except now we might use remote controlled to trim the sails instead of it being manned. That's what we plan to do.
Fantastic,
Given time, I will
DC
take it
Sekar.
further. Thank you.
I think you are a cutting edge innovator, and you have already working on many R&D of the many such kind of innovations. Let's hope for the best, and we'll move further. So yes, thank you setting up the context. I would like to move towards the Miss Nilima Pandita ji for next question. What progress has India made in renewable energy, and how does it compare globally?
I think in your opening statement, you also mentioned about our targets, and we have already achieved half of them. Yes. We are already ranking number 3rd in the world in solar and number 4th in all renewables. There are challenges like grid upgrades and green financing. At Black Soil, we are an NBFC and a debt fund, and we are supporting startups which are in solar, EV, and solar ecosystem, solar marketplaces, tech startups which are trying to create an ecosystem. And we really want to continue and support them. We will continue to scale our investments in these segments. So I'm just keeping it short. Please reach out if you need more details.
I think every business need a finance, and you are there to fund those kind of technologies. And yes, definitely all the people sitting over here and the panelists will reach out to with that. So requesting Srinivasan ji to throw a light on following questions. Many developed nations are pledging net zero by 2050. What lessons can India learn from global best practices in accelerating its own green energy transitions?
I mean, we are unique in the sense that we didn't cause this problem. And now we're trying to be, like ma'am just said, we are way ahead of the rest of the world in dealing with it. And one of the things that we are doing and we can do better is legislation, right, and policy. So I work very closely with the Bengaluru Municipal Corporation, the Greater Bengaluru Authority. Bengaluru is one of the 3 big cities of India with a climate action plan. We have a net zero plan. It's a plan that the city has committed itself to, and now that has 266 climate actions that every department must take, and now we are trying to take it to localized versions to a ward level and to a street level. We formed climate action clubs in every school, so the school can have a climate action plan, and the children are auditing how much they are energy using, how much of waste they are producing, how much water they are using, and coming up with annual targets of how to reduce each of those. And now they're coming together in a city-wide platform to debate those ideas and exchange their innovations and so on. Same with apartments. The apartments of Bengaluru are way ahead in the curve in the sense that they are rich enough to invest in solar rooftop. I think if you count the number of solar rooftops installed on large apartments, Bangalore will be way above than any other cities. So because the message of net zero has gone forward, and many of them have recovered that investment, so putting it back into the grid now also. Many of you might have seen this also. So Bangalore, the government of Bengaluru, the Karnataka government has given blue-green awards to recognize such awards, such efforts. And if you walk into the Intel campus on Outer Ring Road, as you are walking, it's generating energy and not a piece of waste comes out of the campus. Solar, biogas, there is nothing that's not in it. So the tech capital of India is also going to be the net zero capital of India very soon.
Fantastic.
We are in that mode.
Fantastic, Srinivasanji. I think here we are talking about the net zero by just investing into the urban sector. But at Green India, where we are focusing on the rural sector more, because at urban sector we only have a 30% of population. But if you go to the rural sector, we have a 70% of the population. Where we come as a social enterprise, social innovators, and using our social engineering, we are reaching out to the villages, last mile villages, every part of India, and making the India green with providing them the kind of cutting edge technologies, solar, wind and other stuff, and making it them also a part of that net green or net zero campaign. Thank you so much, Srinivasanji. Now I will again come to DC Shekharji. How can shipping and the port sector embrace the green energy and renewable energies? As you know that sector very well, that's why.
Yes. There's a lot of energy out there in the sea. The waves, the energy is there. If we don't learn how to harness it, I'm sure our children or our grandchildren are going to do that sometime. Now, I don't know how many of you know, between in Gulf of Khambat, this Bhavnagar area, we have more than 9 meters of spring tide. That is nature's bounty to us every 12 hours or 8 hours. That's giving you such a huge amount of potential energy. That's not pump storage. Pump storage does not require a pump for that matter. The moon is doing the job, and the water level goes up about in spring tide about 8 to 9 meters. We have to have our own solution for our own issues. The copy and paste works very bad. I have seen a lot of technology between the West and us. They get good ideas, they get bad ideas, we get good ideas, and we get bad ideas. They fund the good and the bad ideas, we rarely fund the good or the bad ideas. We have to start funding, putting where the money is, putting money where the mouth is, and we are able to think on our feet, find our own solutions, and time permitting, I'll speak more, please.
No, go ahead.
Okay, one of the smallest thing that I can think of is these fishing boats. We have a couple of lakh fishing boats on the coast. There is tide in each of them. You give them a small portable turbine and they can power their mobile charging and one light. That's all they need actually. Instead of that, they're burning kerosene generators. You can imagine the impact it will have. In the open sea now, I believe we must question every design, the premise of every design that comes to us from the developed world. Some of them are good, some of them are pure rubbish. I can tell you that. We have to question and then find out what is good, what is not. And the floating wind turbines.
Yes.
The world is going towards making bigger and bigger ones. Whereas it's possible to make a farm of smaller floating wind turbines where you're aggregating the hydraulic drive. Anyway, I'll not go too much detail.
I think you are a innovator, and there are the insightful knowledge you are giving us. So I am not cutting you, but definitely because of the time we have to rush a little bit. So let's me understand the expert opinion from Ms. Nilima Pandit ji. How can India balance its development need with its green energy ambitions through CSR? So you know the CSR better, that's why.
I think CSR has already always, supported development needs of the country and globally also. So I feel that when it comes to green transition, CSR can contribute significantly. It can be solar microgrids in the rural villages, or it can be solar rooftops for schools, hospitals, which can give dual outcomes, environmental outcomes and health outcomes, learning outcomes. There is a lot of need for green jobs, as we know. There can be a focus on skill development. There can be a focus on training for youth, to youth for green jobs. As like our previous panel also, there we saw that there's something in lake cleaning, in solar, and many other aspects of environmental or green transition that we're looking for. So this can really contribute there. You mentioned Surya Ghar Yojana and other policies of the government. When CSR can align with those policies, it can create a massive impact and support India's renewable energy goal of 500 megawatt.
Yeah, so I will definitely will appreciate your contribution in that. So as a CSR consultant, we know that while working with the empowering the rural communities and the underprivileged communities, the solar plays a vital role. By be it as a livelihood, be it as a developing the schools, providing a street light to the villages. It's a cascading impact we can create. In the health sector also. So definitely, renewable energy is always good to see. But yes, despite the low traffic tariff, the solar and wind project face financials and land acquisition hurdles. How can India overcomes this structural challenge? So, Srinivasanji, your take on this.
Structural challenges do exist. The more non-structured or basic challenge I encountered in this room is the presence of so many plastic water bottles on every table. So if we have a mindset like this, I don't know how far we'll go, and something that organizers need to keep in mind for future events. On a serious note, even more serious note, the fundamental hurdles we have is the government capacity. We've talked about PM Surya Ghar, both you and Sir talked about it. When the PM Surya Ghar portal opened and asked for people for apply for subsidies and so on, there's been a flood of requests, and there's not enough people to process those requests. So this is a serious state capacity issue. If you talk about any climate related work or any state road, fixing the potholes, fixing roads, fixing metro, adding buses, we have a serious capacity problem. And all of you have been to Bangalore or visiting, living here, all of that, everything has grown in Bangalore. And the most famous one that's grown is the traffic congestion. But everything else has grown. But there's one thing that hasn't grown, which is the capacity of the state. The number of people that are working on these things for sitting inside the government offices. Since I work with them on a day-to-day basis, I understand this very well. And I hope that the wonderful folks sitting here and the CSRs and all put some attention into that matter. And state capacity doesn't just mean adding more headcount. It also means adding more skill, adding more processes, creating SOPs. You can donate your knowledge, you can donate your systems, your process. That's how you can increase state capacity, and that will remove a lot of hurdles towards better climate action.
Fantastic, fantastic. I think now in the conclusion of today's panel discussion of green energy for better tomorrow, the transition to the green energy is not just an environmental imperative, but a strategical opportunity for both India and global community. As the words gasp, with twin challenges of climate action and also the energy access to everyone, energy security, green energy offers a pathway to cleaner and inclusive future. So thank you all the panelists. With my request, we have completed this panel discussion in a very shorter period of time. And so yes, definitely I'm going to give you a treat afterwards. So thank you for participating in very fruitful way. So I will request the organizers to take over. Thank you.